So I'm looking for inspiration for new crafts that I can use that will recycle, reuse, and repurpose garbage, trash, or things that I would normally throw out. And I started working on a project, but then I saw this and just loved how this looked. So I'm going to show you something that I did that's inspired by it. It didn't come out the way I wish it did, but it still gives you an idea of what I was thinking of. So this is created from a shipping tape roll and jar lids. And as you can see, the glass is from the dollar store. It could have been Dollar Tree, so the glass is a very inexpensive glass. This is the same lid, jar lid, and canning lid that I showed you in a different craft. So this lid comes from this craft. And the stand, which you can see, I put plaster of Paris on it, comes from jar lids, an empty shipping tape roll similar to this, and another jar lid to make the top. So you can see how that top is just a jar lid. So the problem with me and plaster of Paris is that it doesn't dry right away. Did the craft on Sunday. It wasn't dry on Monday. It wasn't completely dried by Tuesday. By, I think it was Wednesday, I started to put the same orange paint. I call it orange, but it's called deep yellow from the Dollar Tree on it. And it wasn't completely dry then because it didn't stick to all the areas. I'm going to show you exactly how I created the stand. But for those of you who have better luck with plaster of Paris, this may work for you. So to make the stand, you have to take a bigger jar lid, take a shipping tape roll. I don't have an empty one. I'm still using this one. So once this is finished, this will be an empty one. And you cut it. So sometimes you can get it to snap right into a jar lid that's the same size. But what I had to do is take the scissor. It can be cut with just a regular scissor and cut it. And then what I do is squeeze it together and put it into the lid, and it snaps right into the lid. Once you do that, you cut off whatever is extra. You don't have to make it perfect because what you end up doing is putting a hot glue from a hot glue gun in the seam. And you can see right here where you can see I put hot glue on it. So you'll put it into the bigger jar lid. And just to show you what I mean, it snaps right in like this, and that becomes your bottom. And then for the top, glue a you glue a jar lid onto it like this. So this becomes the top and the bottom. Let me pause this so I can show you. So at the bottom, you have a jar lid. At the top, you have a jar lid. And then you put a smaller jar lid in the center so that you get that top that you can put something in. And so it's wider at the bottom, and then it goes up to the top, and then it gets narrow. And that's how you make it narrow. So once you have it like this, then you can put glue all over the entire stand. And then you put the plaster of Paris on it. So this stand could work without the other piece. It could just be a stand like this, and that works together. It can also work, I told you about at the Dollar Tree, there are these beautiful jars for $1.25, and that's such a good deal. So with this jar, you could just put it on like this, take the lid off, and I just put raffia on it. And I'm just going to pause this so I can fix that. So this is just a $1.25 Dollar Tree jar with a candle inside on the stand. And I just put raffia on the top so that it just wasn't a plain jar top. So normally what I would do is hot glue this down. But since I'm showing you this, how you can make this, I just don't want to hot glue it so that I can show you different ways of creating this stand. And in this craft, I used the jar lids to create a stand for the smaller candle. Simple. It's just this canning snap lid on top of a gold jar lid. Again, you would hot glue it down so that it doesn't move. And then that creates a stand. So you'll see that a lot. A lot of designers are creating gold stands for glass. And I love the combination of the gold and glass. And you can see how the gold is picked up here, the gold is picked up here, the gold is picked up here. So this is the stand. I put the glass right there. Instead of putting on the metal that was going to make it lopsided, I just put it with the stand and the glass, and you can see it's just these lids, a shipping tape roll, and plaster of Paris. Thanks for watching.